and greetings to you graduates. Let me start by saying how honored I am that you chose me to be your speaker, and recognizing that you are all graduating from high school and this high school graduation. Our society glorifies youthfulness and often just tolerates the elderly. The fact that you chose me shows that you have a value and respect the advice from a man who has spent a life of almost a century. Secondly, I want to acknowledge the useful time and usual time that we find ourselves in. I'm sorry that you missed your senior prom, music concerts, spring sports, and your graduation. You probably won't remember anything I say, but you'll remember these circumstances, these days that we've been so locked up in everything. Just as I remembered Pearl Harbor, the Kennedy assassination, and 9/11. These are defining moments in your history. Let me start out by saying that I want to give you several, I think just 4 or 5 approaches to life. Practice gratitude. Be thankful for those that have helped you. I lived through the Great Depression. I never felt poor. Even though my mother cooked greasy greens, which she got from the fields, I had a family, a church, and a home, and that was always necessary. Secondly, embrace change. From the time I graduated from high school until I moved to Harrisonburg, I enlisted in the Navy when I was 17, traveled to Hawaii, attended graduate school, undergraduate school at West Virginia Wesleyan College. I went to West Virginia University and the Medical College of Virginia for my medical school. I married a beautiful wife, Mary Lee Kemper. I moved to Georgia for my internship because they paid a little bit. They only paid $25 at medical college. So I went down there and they paid $150. I moved a pediatric residency back into Richmond. In the meantime, we had 2 of my 3 children. There was a lot of change, but I always made the best of it. I remember beach parties when I was in the Navy at Hawaii, swimming pool dates with my wife at West Virginia Wesleyan, and going to the Masters tournament, the famous golf tournament in Georgia. They assigned like 6 or 7 of us to go to the tournament each day for the 3 days that it was, and I was one of the ones who grew up. I didn't know that much about golf, but I loved it, and I loved to see the people, and everybody was so kind and nice to us. Number 3, never stop learning. Even after I was in practice, I kept up with the changes in medications, attended medical meetings, and when I was 50, I became interested in woodworking. I took a shop class at Harrisonburg High School, and we went to several with several years, I'd say several years to complete a chest, which is a cedar chest, which I made out of pecan wood and then lined it with cedar. And finally, most importantly, love your God and love your neighbor as yourself. Treat everyone that you meet with respect. Jesus said in Matthew 22:36-40, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And this is the first and the greatest commandment of all. And second is like it a little, love your neighbor as yourself. All of the laws of the prophets hang on these two commandments. This advice still hangs true to me today. I love each of you who have spent so much time working in the Bridgewater Community Center. I appreciate the care that you have given me and to all the other residents. Let me close with the following blessing by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Comfort on difficult days. Smileness when sadness intrudes. Rainbows to follow the clouds. Laughter to kiss your lips. Sunsets to warm your hearts. Beauty for your eyes to see. Friendships to brighten your being. Faith you can believe. Confidence that you can doubt. Courage that you know yourself. And patience to accept the truth. Love and complete to all of your life. I thank you very much for inviting me.